Hey man, you ever look into flat earth?
Alright, I had a light pollution filter on. I'm just curious of how that would work on here. Give me a little better definition or not. Well, come on here. Huh. Give you a little better definition, that's for sure. I'm not even sure if that's full zoom. Yeah, that's full zoom. I'm going to do a time lapse too using this. Wow. Look at the definition. I'm going to turn down the light just a tad bit here. How do you like that? And wind would have to start blowing. Yeah, blow, wind, blow, huh? Yeah. I can probably get a spot here out of the way of the wind. Well, for my time lapse, I won't have to be zoomed in, but it's interesting. Hey, there's the handle. There's the bridge. They say that's the bridge, folks. Oh, shoot. Where'd you go? Oh, you're just a little movement, man, really. Oh, not quite the bridge yet, though. It was probably that last night. Everybody's used the zoom tool. If I could see the landing spot. Well, and I'm gonna have to work this thing here, baby. Work the top here. Let's work. There's some clouds coming in here, folks. Might come in and block me out a little bit here. Let me loosen this sucker up, man. I got it tighter. There we are. Loosen this part up too. Oh, here comes the clouds. Here come the clouds. Do 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 do. They're thin ones. Real thin clouds. Okay, yeah, it's these thin clouds right here that if you have your light setting up too high, they always appear to be going behind the moon. But when you got the light settings just right, you can actually see them going in front of the moon. Plus, this light filter seems to work pretty good. It does give the moon a little bit of a purple tint, though, which I don't mind. I think it's pretty cool because it seems to pull out more definition. Um, I was filming this night, and the other part is I want to show some pictures. I didn't really want to show all the footage of the moon here because I got quite a bit of it. I like just letting it set and let it roll across the moon, and you get to see a little better when you're fully zoomed in and you got a fairly good focus on it. Sometimes these little clouds here, or these thin clouds, depending on how hot it is and where it is on the horizon, depends on how much distortion I get. Sometimes I get a lot of distortion in it, which I think if you look back at some of my other videos I did with, it looks all wavy and really distorted. Also, what I like to always bring up too is the edge of the moon. When you're looking at the edges, it always seems to have some kind of a distortion to it, just like the edge of the visible water line when you're out on the horizon filming. That distorted edge sometimes can really be an issue. Now, right here, you're not seeing it so much, basically because it's not that distorted. It's a fairly clear night. Got a few clouds, thin clouds rolling by. I think my focus could be a little bit better, and I think I do focus it in a little bit better later on in the video. But again, I want to show you these pictures that I took of, well, it was a jet that went by, and you could actually see its shadows being casted back up into the clouds that were higher above it. So let me get on with that, and we'll go from there. So I see this jet fly close to the moon. So, again, I like to do these observations because I feel as if I learn a lot from them. Now, some people could say that this is light pollution casting back up the shadow onto the clouds. And as you see, as this jet trail moves across the sky, its shadow also moves with it, and it changes due to its different angle that I get. I did try to catch it with some video, but of course by the time I got it focused in and everything, it had done past it, so I missed it. So I'm not even going to put that part of the video in, but pretty interesting when you're looking at this. It's probably just the moonlight itself reflecting back off of Earth and casting the shadow back upward. Just like during the day, we see this same similar phenomenon. And to me, that's exactly what's happening is Earth is reflecting the sun's light or the moon's light back up to the sky and casting shadows. Now, I could be very wrong, but I think I'm pretty much right because you wouldn't have it, the light pollution casting shadows back up during the daytime. And this is what I say lights up the bottom of the clouds as the sun departs our view. It's the light reflecting off the water being casted back up into the sky, reflecting its light to the bottom of the clouds. Now, there's some other explanations that could probably go along with it, but all in all, I see it as light being just reflected back up. Same way with the stars. If it was the sun lighting the stars up too, wouldn't you think that the Earth itself would be blocking out a big portion of the light hitting the stars that are behind Earth. I mean, it would have to be something of that nature. You know, and here, this is kind of what I like too, because I catch this in a time lapse. I did a couple of time lapses after doing this. Um, but you see the rainbow colors. Now, a lot of this, these thin clouds that were up there, in my opinion, it was a lot of remnants of other chemtrails that had spread out, because I see that quite a bit when I'm filming chemtrails or contrails, as they may call it. But it does cast this rainbow look, not only from the moonlight but also from the sunlight. I see it both uh, in both applications, as far as sun or moonlight, causing this rainbow color effect in the clouds. Now, is that like oils or other chemicals that are in there? Well, in my opinion, they are spraying something up there. What it is, I'm not sure, but when you check into geoengineering, obviously um, they are doing something in our atmosphere. And it ain't a conspiracy, because they pretty much come right out and tell you that it's not a conspiracy and that they are doing geoengineering. Again, here you get some of that rainbow color effect in the clouds. Um, and again, I just tell people to look at these observations that I do and think for yourself. Think outside the box. That's what a lot of people don't do. They just think with the belief system that um, we're crazy people that have these crazy conspiracies. But what's moving, the moon or Earth? They want to tell us it's Earth, but we don't feel a thing. And we're spinning in so many. We're spinning in one direction, swirling in other directions, and spiraling and swirling and whirling throughout the so-called Milky Way galaxy with nobody at the wheel. Believe me, folks, there's somebody at the wheel, and we're not spinning. We live in a plane of existence, and that's the way I'm going to keep it. And that's the way I feel about it. Whether people like it or not, you can't change my opinion, especially with your science gobbledygook. All right, thanks a lot for watching, folks. Hope you appreciate it. I appreciate my own.